Hello and welcome to Radnor Studio 21, mainline public access television located in the heart of the Wayne Business District. This is True Stories, and I'm your host and proud Radnor resident, Megan Gummel. The purpose of this program is to provide stakeholders wanting to enrich the community and connect with residents a forum in which to speak their truth, share information, expertise, or advice through their personal stories. My colorful guests today are Wayne Elementary School Paraprofessionals, Jesse White and Kevin Towle, otherwise known as Mr. White and Mr. T. Their consistently authentic and optimistic personalities and genuine passion for the supportive role they play at Wayne Elementary School has them adored by staff, students, and parents alike. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited to be here.
Jesse White, Mr. White, Kevin Towle, Mr. T.
Or Mr. Purple.
Both wearing our favorite colors.
Yes, and your signature bow tie.
Signature bow tie.
And your hat.
And my signature beautiful ginger beard and smile.
Yes, ginger. I have a
follows me
ginger. I
wherever
love
I
the
go.
ginger.
Oh my God.
So, gentlemen, how's your summer going?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. I've had an incredible summer, like probably the best summer I've had.
Give me a highlight so far.
So, after a while, I decided to completely tackle. I wanted to be like a stage actor. Or I've always been a stage actor. I've always wanted to be a film actor, and I've hardcore been going after film acting. And I got an agent and started doing commercial acting and stuff like that. And it's been going really well.
So and they're circulating. Look for you on Facebook.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yes,
everywhere.
Wonderful. Yes. How about
Soon to be everywhere.
Yes.
How
about
so
you,
far, I've been working at ESY, which is the extended school year program we have in Radnor School District,
great.
and I run with another lovely lady the events on Thursday. It's Monday through Thursday, and that has been great because I get to keep up with the students, the teachers, and the parents. Plus, it brings the elementary community together as a whole, which is phenomenal. Instead of just Wayne Elementary, it's Wayne, Radnor, and Nathan teachers, students, and staff all working together as one to support each other and extend the education. And also, it's summer school, so we're having fun. Fun is the capital sentence there, I guess I should say.
The two of you around, it's impossible not to have fun, which is why I was so excited to have you on my show. So, I want you each to take the time to give us a little bit of your story, a little bit of your backstory, maybe where you're from, and how it led you to be paraprofessionals at Wayne Elementary School. So, Jesse, you go first.
Well, I was born in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. My parents got separated when I was about 7, and me and my mother and my sister moved to Havertown, Pennsylvania, where I went to Minot Elementary School, Haverford Middle School, Haverford High School. I started working with children in Haverford High School. They had a program called, Kev, you remember what that was with Miss Irons? I don't even remember what that was called. But they had like Best Buddies and 2- and 3-year-old preschool kids come in, and the students got a chance to work with the kids.
Oh, right. I forget what that was called, though.
And I know.
That was awesome, though.
Our memories are fantastic.
It's so awesome.
Another reason why we're very understanding with kids that we work with. Anyway, at a young age, I really loved doing that. All my buddies were going to VOTech, and they were becoming master masoners and plumbers, and I was like, dude, I love being around kids. Like, I think my maturity peaked like 5th grade, so this would be perfect for me. And then I continued doing that, and I'm on my way to finally get my special ed degree and my teaching degree. Thank you very much. It only took me 9 years. I should be a lawyer and a neurosurgeon by now, but it's quite all right. We got there.
Yeah, you're doing it.
That's awesome.
You're doing
so anyway, that's a little bit of my background.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
It's funny, he moved to Havertown, and we never knew each other. Or I didn't. It turned out we did know each other.
But we didn't know that we
knew each other until later on. Like, after we joined the same year at Wayne Elementary, and it's funny that years later, you know how on like Facebook and stuff like that, it'll be like, this picture popped up from 5 years ago, or something like that. And a picture popped up.
And you're both in the picture.
He's in the background of a picture.
It was like a Bigfoot shot. Kevin and his friend were like the main people in the picture. I'm walking by in the background, and I'm like, in like a Halloween costume. And Kevin's like, wait a second. Like, I'm pretty sure I work with that guy now.
But I worked through the Haverford Township Recreation Department ever since I was like 14. Ran programs for kids, like sports camps, arts and crafts camps, theater camps, and stuff like that. And then I started working there, and I started going up. I started becoming like a junior counselor to a senior counselor to, a site leader, all those, terms to like go up the ladder at there. And then I became a preschool teacher in one of the recreation department's programs. And somebody reached out to me and said, there was a girl who worked with me. She was very sweet. She was autistic, and she was very sweet, and she worked with me. And her mother actually reached out to me and said, I think you would be really great as a one-on-one paraprofessional aide. And I have never thought about it, never heard of it. And I knew what it was because I knew a lot of my good friends became one-on-one aides and stuff like that.
And what is it? Can you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work one-on-one with children with social
and emotional
behavior,
needs,
emotional, or
and some
physical,
educational needs.
Yes, or educational
helping them stay on
needs.
track and everything.
Absolutely. And we are their buddy for the day and make sure that they stay on track, they get their work done, but make sure they have somebody to speak to if they are overstimulated, or they need a break, or they're confused, or they're overwhelmed, or upset, or anything like that. Just so they have somebody right there with them to make sure everything is okay, and make sure everything is, and that they're not alone, and that they're able to form a bond with another person that they're there with every single day. And it's cool, the bonds that you form with the kids that you work with.
It's amazing the bonds that you form, that you work with, because even though our job title is a one-on-one, you are there for the entire grade.
Right.
Kevin's been with 5th grade the last couple of years, and I've been with the same child, 3rd, 4th, and now I'm moving with 5th. So I'm not just there to help him. If another student raises their hand in the class, I'm not going to be like, oh, nope, sorry, I'm just here for this little guy.
Right.
It's an amazing branch and umbrella of who you're taking care of, and you're helping the teachers out just as much as the kids, because these kids, you're with them at recess, you're with them at lunch. I mean, you're with them getting them off the bus. You help them out from everything from unloading their book bag to socializing to making sure that they got their homework.
Right, and to jump on what Jesse said, it's also awesome that you get to form not a relationship with your buddy, but with all those kids, not just in the class that you work with, but the entire grade level.
So you have time to do that.
You do.
Yes.
You do.
Clearly, I see how connected you are.
Yes.
Because I have to admit, I was trolling you guys on Facebook
Please do.
and doing my
I feel
research
honored.
for this show.
Well.
Well, there are
And I wasn't just, it was lots of parents that were, you're so
Absolutely.
great,
And there's also
you're such a great
that you
influence.
want to instill independence on these children.
Yes.
So you do want
That's
to
your
step
main
away.
goal. You're
Yeah.
not protecting them from the world, you're preparing them for it.
Absolutely, that's huge. That's a great line. So
That's amazing.
You do want to step away, and in those moments, you get to form really cool friendships with the other kids, and also let those kids know that they have somebody besides the teacher that is there for them.
Or even besides, a parent or a friend or an aunt or an uncle, they know that we're there for them, and they've seen what we go through for them, and not only that individual student, but the entire grade. And that's what's amazing about it. You don't only get to affect one child's life, you get to affect 90 to 100 kids' life at just one great big bang,
Right.
And you bring the enthusiasm from when we pull up, when I drop off Olivia,
Yeah.
who says hello, by the way.
Who wouldn't want a good morning high five from Mr.
And-
White or Mr. Tao?
And the colorfulness, and it just comes out. And that's just not limited to the school. I've seen you out
Right.
at PTO events.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Which we're very happy to be a part of, because
Yes.
that,
Absolutely.
I mean, that helps
Connect
the
with the
parents, the
parents.
teachers.
Right.
We get to know the families better with their kids not around, and they're not rushing to get off to
Yes.
work, because everybody has to be somewhere in the morning. You can only have so much of a conversation when you're dropping your kid off and wave. So getting out in Wayne and being able to intermingle with the community, and it's not Wayne teachers, Wayne parents, and Wayne kids. It's Wayne us.
Right.
And we need to realize that that's what brings
Everybody
everything together.
That's what it's all about.
and makes
Yeah.
everything work so well.
And it's so awesome, and it's so much fun if I'm like walking through the streets of Wayne or something like that, and you see a family, and if you know both the kid and the parent, it's so exciting to see. It's so much fun to see them, and they're so excited to see you, and it's awesome. It's such an awesome feeling, and we're really grateful that we're a part of it.
And I also think that, especially this time of the year, we're all patiently waiting the letters to see which teacher. Who did you get? Who do you want? I had a mother say, all right, tell me about the 5th grade teachers. and especially at West, I don't know, even though I have middle school and a couple of high schoolers, the fact that you're a positive male role model, because I think at Wayne, there are few male teachers.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think
we're
that's
the only male paraprofessionals.
Correct.
Yeah.
Are you? Okay, I was wondering about, so I think that is fabulous in and of itself.
Right.
Because not that there are men teachers in the district and who are wonderful, but I'm talking from Wayne Elementary School level and know
Right.
myself, so I appreciate that. Can you each share a story about a time when you realize the impact that you are having on the students?
Yeah. I will, it's a two-way street, because not only do we have an impact on these kids have a massive impact on our lives as well. So there'll be things going on in our lives that we will forget about when we're at school because of how much fun we're having with these kids. And stuff like that.
And how much fun and how attentive you need to be
Absolutely.
to what they're going through.
Right. So there was
We've
this
already been
moment-
kids, so we're able to help them out to be kids.
Absolutely. One of the biggest moments, I think, is my very first day. So we're going into our third year, but my very first year, there was this, I didn't know what was going on. Like my very first day. I was
We
on my
still
couch.
don't.
Yeah. We still don't.
We just kind of pretend.
No,
I'm just
but
loud.
Yeah, he's loud, and I just wear crazy costumes. So that's our thing. So kids were lining up, and there was this one girl, and she was really nervous, or she seemed nervous. I went up to her, and we were just, I didn't say like what's wrong. I was just like, hey, what's going on? Let's do this. This is gonna be awesome. And it turns out she had just transferred from somewhere else, I think another state, and she had just transferred here, and she was very nervous. And it's a big deal to transfer, especially for your last day of elementary school or your last year of elementary school.
Yes.
And I didn't know that. And at the very end of the year, I got a note, and she wrote a letter to me, and it was like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. I had cried, I was really scared, and the first person I met on the first day of school was Mr. T, and he made me feel like everything was going to be all right, and it just showed me that I can do this, and the whole year was going to be okay, and the whole year was great, and we laughed.
And
all
it doesn't
day.
take much.
And I literally
It's-
just like,
Legitimately,
Oh.
there's this thing called a Paraprofessional Appreciation Day, and a bunch of the kids write notes to all the paras, and then they also have time to write notes to individual paras. And I can't tell you how many notes I got, you've gotten, and also someone who's not here that I would like to mention, Miss Tract.
Yeah.
But just us being at the
Shout out.
drop-off in the morning.
Tract.
Gotcha, girl. After being here in the morning, like, drop-off, I can't tell you how many notes I got, like, I was so tired, I didn't want to go to school, and when I got out of my car and you were like, yo, what's up, high five,
Right.
crazy rainy day we're having, but whatever,
Yeah.
like that just made me be like, you know what, like, all right, cool, this
I can
day's
do
not going to
this.
be too bad.
I got
And
this.
an individual story that occurred recently this year at Wayne, a young girl was having a little trouble, and some kids were like, you're never, just saying, some childish
kid
things,
stuff,
which
yeah.
kids do. Like, you're not going to go to college, and you're not smart enough. Like, why are you even trying? And she came over and talked to me about it, and I was just like, dude, you are an amazing little princess, and you're super smart, and you have an amazing personality. You're going to rock college, and you're going to, like, rule life.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to do this, and you're going to move forward. I was super weird when I was younger, and I still am clearly super
works.
weird.
Cool to be
In a
weird.
great weird way,
So
yeah.
cool to be weird.
And that's another thing she was concerned about. She's like, I feel like a lot of my classmates think I'm weird. I'm like, dude, you guys all think I'm weird. I'm like,
yeah.
every day you guys
it.
are like, Mr. White, you're so weird. I'm like,
Own it.
yep, you got it, buddy.
You just gotta own
And she
it.
was like, just you saying that, and she wrote this really sweet, kind-hearted note. That day, you saying that made me realize that, like, I am so happy to be who I am, and I don't need to be worried about if I am going to go to college, or if I'm going to get a job outside of college, or even what my future holds, knowing that you gave me the confidence to be my weird self every day when I come to school.
And that's the key. Don't
that's
you think
huge.
that's what we all
That's
covet?
it.
Oh my gosh,
Confidence.
amazing.
And that's just life.
And
just be cool with who you are. And
yeah, and like you
Own
said,
it.
it's the simplest thing. Like a kid walking by in a Star Wars shirt. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Dude.
I wear the weirdest Bob Ross
Yeah.
shirts, and
I
I
wear
love it when kids.
Ross.
Bob
I love
Ross is
Bob
coming
Ross.
back around.
I know.
And kids are like,
wear
oh my
the-
gosh, Bob Ross. I'm like, you're amazing. You just got 5 minutes extra recess for knowing who Bob
I
Ross
think
was.
there's a Chia Pet Bob
Right?
Ross, or if
Probably.
there's not, they need to make that.
I
There's
wish
this
there was
Bob
a
Ross
Chia
shirt. I
Pet
wear
Mr.
my
White. I could
gold
grow my
hair.
hair back.
I love it. I love it.
So, what is the most rewarding part of your job? Sounds like a lot, but is it those stories? Is it?
For one, it's the stories, and for two, I have made some really incredible friendships with some of my coworkers that
And parents.
and parents. Absolutely, and absolutely with the parents. But some of the coworkers and parents that I've met that I probably would have never met if I never worked here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now some of them are some of the closest people I've ever met thus far that I would call in a night or in a day of absolute,
chaos and terror. You needed some advice.
I would call some of these people that I've just met a year or two ago, and they're incredible people. And
to kind of back up off him, I agree with both the parents and coworkers, and we're blessed to work with so many phenomenal PTO people.
Absolutely.
And, just teachers in general, not only teachers, but staff, everyone from custodians right up to, like secretaries, principal. And one of the most rewarding things for myself, and I know Kev probably shares this sentiment, is knowing that you go to work every day and you never know what's going on at someone's home.
Right.
And I realized that when I was a young student. I had a breakdown in 4th grade elementary, and my teacher looked at me and was like, this kid is always happy and smiling. And I just remember in class, like, holding back tears, and my teacher looked at me and was like, hey, why don't you go get a drink? And I was like, I'm not thirsty. And she was like, no, Jesse, go get a drink. What she wanted me to do was meet her in the hallway, and she pulled me aside, shut down the class for about a half hour, and just talked to me. And right then I was like, this person cares. I like knowing that I could go to school and I have no idea what's going on in a kid's life, and they could come up to me and just pull me aside and be like, dude, could we talk for a minute?
And how many years
and
ago?
I'm there, and
how many years ago was that?
Oh, I was in 4th grade.
And you'll never forget it.
And exactly.
I'm not going to tell you how many years ago it was, Kevin. And I'd appreciate you to say out of my age.
That was a test. But we've had so many moments with the kids. Not even just in our respected grade level.
No, just
I've had moments with kids outside of grade levels who I was like,
a random child.
All right? And we ended up sitting in the hallway for 10, 15, 20
We're
minutes.
late everywhere.
Yeah,
if we're supposed to be somewhere, the teacher knows that we're not going to be there for an extra 15 minutes, because walking in the hallway, we get stopped in the hallway all the time.
We're saving the world.
Which is great.
That's
which is great.
Student at a time.
That's half the job. Is these people who not everything is
scheduled.
Life's hard.
Yeah, you can't.
Kids don't always want to talk about it, but sometimes for some reason, for these two wacky, colorful human beings, they want to talk about it. So we will drop everything to hear this, because, like we said, the big quote that we always say together is, "We want to be the people we wish we had when we were in elementary school." And that's our biggest quote.
And even more so, specifically, not to bring gender into it, but specifically at that age level, male figures. I had plenty of female, my mom, my sisters, my teachers that I could talk to, but I wish so often that I had a guy to be like, dude, it's okay. It's okay. You could get through this. It's not that bad.
And it's
or
okay
to say,
to
like,
feel something other than anger for men.
Oh my gosh.
It's the only emotion you're allowed to express.
Yeah.
Right. I said it all the time.
And frustration. And it's just, dude, they see me and Kevin in the hallway all the time. Excuse me, Mr. Towel. They see me and Mr. Towel in the hallway all the time, joking around and having a good time, but also we get emotional with them. Like,
getting real.
Yeah.
There have been many times I've spoke to the class. Like, I worked with many incredible teachers, and the teacher that I worked with for the past couple of years gives me the moment to speak to the class every now and then, just about life and stuff like that.
I'm not going to mention names, because for me there's too many to mention, as I'm sure there is for you. But we would like to thank the teachers at Wayne, because they put up with us as much as they put up with the kids. They joke around. They're like, oh great, I got Mr. Towel this year. It's like having an extra kid.
It is,
And they joke around about it. But I know that they appreciate us being in the classroom, and we appreciate that we are able to interject during a math lesson. Hey, what's the square root of this? And then all of a sudden a life lesson pops up, and they let us run with it for a couple minutes and be like, yo, listen, when we were kids, this is what happened, and we could just run down an example.
And going back to what he said about when the kids see us act a certain way, like, there have been times that I've spoke to the class and got emotional, and like teary-eyed, or like got emotional, and them seeing me as a grown man, well, apparently supposed to be a grown man, even though I wear top hats and ties upstairs and water out.
We pretend to be grown men.
See us getting emotional or talking about our feelings.
It's okay.
Makes them be like, all right, yeah, like, that's not taboo. Like, we can talk about it too.
I had a minor medical incident like a year and a half ago. When I came back, I was super teary-eyed, and the kids saw that, and the young boys saw that, and the young girls saw that, and they were like, not taking anything away from your manliness, but they see this big guy with a shaved head, tattoos, walking around like, ugh. And I come back and I'm like, oh my God, I miss you guys so much. Like, they sent me letters and stuff like that while I was out, and I was like, dude, you literally meant the world to me. Like, My doctor still says to this day when he sees me, hey, I don't know what one big thing saved you, and my response is always, it wasn't one big thing, it was a bunch of little things, and I had them in the back of my mind the entire time that I was out, like, I want to get back to those guys.
And they were like asking every day, like sending letters, and it's cool. It's cool how much of a bond can form in such little time. It's crazy.
How do you want to be remembered?
I think about that all the time because when we first started working there, I was like, think about some of the teachers that you remember when you were younger and what made you remember them. And I couldn't tell you a lot of memories that, like, I was sitting in class, like, writing a paper or something like that. But I do remember, like, crazy moments of, like, having fun or out in recess and the teachers got involved or not just watched you, they played the game with you. Or they, said jokes with you or, high-fived you in the hallway. You had a handshake. I had to have handshakes with, like,
those are so hard to remember. But, oh my gosh, the handshakes.
I would like to be remembered as somebody who made going to school every day okay. Somebody who made you want to wake up and go to school. Or just happy to be there.
You want to get out of that car. Just today at ESY, we had Water Day. Every Thursday is a different big event. We have STEAM Day, we have Water Day, we have, next week we have Art and Music. I went down a slip and slide today like 35 times. I think I need a hip replacement from how many times I went down a slip and slide. And that's how you know when you're getting old. When someone's like, what happened? Are you okay? And you're like, oh, no, I just went down a slip and slide.
Can't get up.
So at one point I just laid down there. I was like, okay, this is a good example, kids. I'm just give Mr. White a minute. I'll be up in a minute.
Who wants to be a nurse or a doctor when they get older?
And as... the event ended, we shut down, we were getting the kids on the buses, and one of the classrooms made me this big poster like, thank you so much for showing us how to go down a slip and slide. We didn't know how to do it. Like, we were so excited to, have you go down. And these kids are going to be cracking up remembering that for the rest of their lives. These kids are going to go to, Radnor Middle School together, Radnor High School. They're going to stay in touch. A lot of them are going to go to the same colleges. I'm friends with a lot of my friends from elementary school, and they're going to meet up and be like, do you remember that one time that Mr. Tal and Mr. White came in and went in the dunk tank for like an hour, and Mr. Tal stole all the spotlight going on the news and everything?
Memories will endure.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a really big quote that you probably see it everywhere, but we say it all the time too, is it's not what you do that they'll remember, it's how you made them feel.
Yes, Maya Angelou.
Yes.
Right,
Maya Angelou.
That's everything. They won't remember what you did, they won't remember what you said, but they will remember
how you made them feel.
And that's everything.
So
that's how we want to be.
You clearly remember a lot from your elementary school days.
Yes.
If you could go back and talk to yourself in elementary school, what is the one thing or advice you would give yourself?
Number one is don't be afraid to be yourself. Who cares? You're so much better than you think you are, and stop being so hard on yourself. I was so incredibly hard on myself, and that's why when I see kids hard on themselves at school, it's like, dude, I wish I say to them, like, I'm looking in a mirror of what I could say to myself, and I was like, some people, like, when you're younger, kids make fun of you for everything.
Yeah.
Like, I was a theater nerd, and kids were like, oh,
there's always
you're
something.
A loser.
Theater's
cool. I'm in commercials now. What do you want?
Yeah,
like, that is so cool. Do whatever you want. Follow your dreams.
I had bright orange hair. I was so pale and had freckles. I looked like Ronald McDonald's son. So I got teased for everything in elementary school. I took ballet. I took karate. I played the violin, and I enjoyed it all. But also, with that being said, at that time, I wasn't that confident in myself, and I dropped out a lot of those things. Yeah. So one of the things that we love doing is we love going to school events, and we love going to the talent show. And Kevin was much braver in elementary school than I was. He got up and did the things. He got up and did the talent show. He got up and did the acting. I wish I could go back to myself and be like, dude, get on that stage. It's like when you go to an amusement park and you really want to ride this roller coaster, and you get in line, and the roller coaster seems so scary, and then you bail out. And then as soon as you get in the car,
I still remember that. My dad was so mad. We waited 2 hours at Great Adventure, and I wouldn't get in the car. I still remember.
And that Captain Candy was $5, and that was ridiculous. And then as soon as you get in the car, you're like, I should have went on that roller coaster, man. But you don't get that moment back. So live the moments. Don't just sit back and watch other people living them. Get in there.
Okay.
I'll give them that. That's huge.
I just want to do I'm going to quick round of little questions.
All right. Let's see.
And brief answer for each of you. An answer for each of you.
Brief answer, no explanation, just brief answer.
Well, just a little, this is kind of get to know you, a little fun question.
We like to talk.
Okay, I know you do. Okay.
If you haven't noticed.
I love it. Okay. What did you want to be when you grew up?
An actor.
I didn't know, but I found out I wanted to work with kids.
Okay. What animal would you choose to be your sidekick in a movie?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Maybe a fox.
Wolf.
If you were left on an island with only one food to eat, what would it be?
Meat lovers pizza. Or nachos.
And I'm on this island for life.
No, a year. Just
Oh,
a
a
year.
year?
Let's say a year.
Like, have
Indulge a little.
Have myself a time.
Indulge a little.
Yeah, and I did something comfort food, grilled cheese.
There you go.
Okay.
With bacon and tomato.
Yeah.
If you could make a rule for one day and everyone had to follow it, what would it be?
Whoa.
That is a really good one.
Whoa.
I've
Whoa.
never even heard that question before.
Wow.
You just made two people who talk all the
Okay.
time.
All the time. We'll come back.
Speechless.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Put on the
Here's
back
some
burner.
easy ones. What's your favorite musician?
Favorite musician? That's huge. Bob Marley. Bob Marley is one of my favorite of all time. I'll leave it at Bob Marley. You know what? I'll leave it at Bob Marley.
I have to go U2.
Okay, best concert.
Jesus.
Dave Matthews.
I don't know. I go to a lot of concerts, but I was just in Vegas.
All
not
right,
that
cool
long
guy,
ago.
sorry.
Yeah, right, so cool. But I just went to Vegas not that long ago to see Lady Gaga, and she put on a huge show. So I will give her that. Or the Wailers. The Wailers were just playing at Wayne. And I was
Okay.
in the second row, and it was incredible.
All right, quick answers.
All right.
Can't help it.
What's your favorite sport?
Football. Theater.
Okay, you say none.
No. I played soccer a lot.
Nice.
I said soccer or dodgeball, if that counts.
How about your favorite movie?
Whoa.
Depends on
Do you
the
have
mood.
one?
No, I don't have an
Okay.
answer.
Right now, I'm going to go with the other guys.
I don't have an answer for that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
And I love Moana. Sorry, I gotta say that. That's movie's
The
amazing.
other guys
all
is
the
hilarious.
classics. All the classics. Like.
Do you have a favorite book?
And then there were none. I loved And Then There Were None. Like
to read that.
Love that. Or Ten Little Indians. I don't know if they
Okay.
what title they go by now.
The book that always stuck with me was Number the Stars. It was the first book that I actually read that was assigned.
Good, congratulations.
Thank you. That was
You
seventh
didn't do
grade.
the Cliff Notes? You did Cliff Notes?
I was a Cliff Note.
No, I actually read it.
I was a
As a
Cliff
shout
Note.
out to Upper Darby, Barclay Square, Cliff
Nice.
Notes in the bookstore.
I was
Nice.
also a Cliff Note guy. Yes.
All right, if you wanted an all expense paid trip to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Whoa. I want to be. I don't know. I want a tropical beach somewhere.
I gotta go Greece.
Tropical beach.
Okay. And I'm just curious, what's your sign?
I'm in Aries.
Sagittarius.
Okay, excellent. So I'm so grateful you gentlemen came on. This was so much fun.
This was so much fun.
And I wish we could go on and on.
And we could.
And we could, and we will.
But we can't.
We will.
Good.
I just wanted to say you are such an inspiration, not just to me and my daughter. Olivia says hello. She actually
Yay!
calls you one of her best friends.
My fellow ginger.
And I know a lot of parents feel that way. And a shout out to you and to all of the educators and everybody in Radnor who's out there
Absolutely.
being themselves and doing the best they can. And this is what I thought of when I was thinking of what to ask you today. So
Okay.
I dedicate this to you.
Oh.
And I want to say, when I say man, I mean human.
Right.
And this is Theodore Roosevelt, the man in the arena.
Let's get it.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Thank you for being in the arena every day for the kids.
Wow.
Thank you for
Okay.
allowing us to play.
Again, thank you to Jesse White and Kevin Tao, and for watching True Stories, I'm Megan Gummel. Till next time.